a shame that we have again to come in Ottawa and beg for just the same education as other Canadian people. So I think it's really a shame that we have to do it today, and we have so many things to do in our communities, and that education should be a given for our kids. And I think, I don't know parents or grandparents or people of this country that will say that we put too much money in education. This is the case only for education. This is the case only for First Nation people. So I think, je vais lire en français, I'm going to read in French what the Chief Charlie mentioned. Les Premières Nations demandent une éducation de qualité. Nous ne voulons plus que nos nations aient une éducation qui ne répond pas à nos critères de qualité. Nous avons fréquenté des systèmes d'éducation qui empêchaient l'expression de notre identité. On nous a imposé des manuels d'histoire qui dénigraient nos peuples. Nous avons fréquenté des établissements scolaires appartenant à une population dominante, culturellement différente. Le résultat, ce sont des milliers de personnes meurtries dans leur identité. Nous voulons que ceci cesse et que soit mis en place un système pour nous et par nous. En tant que nation, nous revendiquons la légitimité de transmettre nos langues et notre culture, comme tout autre peuple de ce pays ou de ce monde. Nous souhaitons bâtir des établissements d'enseignement et un système scolaire qui tienne compte de tous les niveaux d'éducation, de la maternelle à l'université, en passant par la formation professionnelle et l'éducation des adultes. Nous voulons un système qui développe et qui renforce nos établissements d'enseignement en développant notre expertise autochtone. Nous voulons que nos jeunes soient les fiers héritiers, les penseurs de nos cultures, les bâtisseurs des communautés prospères et qu'ils contribuent à l'essor de la société canadienne. Est-ce trop demandé?
Merci, Madame Bastien. And now, to conclude, Chief Gilbert Whiteclock.
Oui, Kakina. First of all, I want to recognize the representatives of the Governor General for coming out to listen to our words. Thank you for that, we appreciate it. The first message I wanted to give before I do read it is that we're here for our children today. I mean, that has been repeated, but our children deserve nothing less than a quality education that responds to our needs as First Nations people, one that will ensure the survival of our language, one that will ensure the survival of our sovereignty and our territories. And it's shameful on Canada for not supporting First Nations who continue to talk and talk, but with no action. The time for action is now. The time of investments is now. We need and we want to get out of the kind of poverty. We want our fair share of the lands. We want our fair share, our rightful place in this country, which we have not yet found. So with that, I just want to read a text. But I leave here, and we're here to represent those children who don't have a voice. Those moms and dads who don't have a voice, those grandparents who don't have a voice, who want their children to succeed like any other parents in Canada, who want to have the same opportunity, who want to be able to stand up proud and continue who we are on this land. The days of assimilation or attempted assimilation will not be allowed to go on. Your Excellency, the Right Honourable Michael Jean, Governor General of Canada, unfortunately, we have to face the facts. Doesn't such a situation combined to the government's silence and inertia betray a hidden agenda to assimilate our people? 150 years ago, the government of Canada used physical constraints against our people to force assimilation. Nowadays, fearful of human rights, the government has replaced this constraint by the power of the almighty dollar. It hopes that the students will leave the impoverished community schools for the better funded provincial schools. In due time, there will no longer be native languages, which are at the heart and the drumbeat of this country, nor cultures and no distinct people. Just as Duncan Campbell Scott had wished in 1920, there will no longer be an Indian problem. Didn't the government recently state its intent to promote the integration of First Nations systems into the provincial system. Our education, your education, is in a critical situation. Our initiatives find themselves confronted to a government which is both judge and jury. We know that you highly regard the situation of young people as well as issues pertaining to First Nations. We address you this vibrant plea on behalf of our young people that cannot be here today. As the fiduciary representative of the government towards First Nations, we deeply urge you to intervene with the government to ensure that the detrimental policies concerning First Nations education are reversed. We are thoroughly convinced that the underfunding and the application of policies which are meant to assimilate us are certainly having a tremendous impact that cannot be allowed to go on. We call upon you to put into action those very strong words, Governor General, that you have often put to the Canadian public. The time for action is now. Kitchi Miigwech.
Miigwech, Chief White Dog. Alors maintenant, je vais inviter le chef Ghislain Picard à remettre le document pour la Gouverneure Générale.